What's up guys, Pix here, bringing you another squad with the FIFA 17. In goal we have Diego Alves, really good keeper. Diving and reflexes are off the charts as always. Decent height, acrobatic save technique, but his positioning and handling did let him down in certain situations. But for the most part, he was very good. Also, he's not too expensive, so you can't really go wrong with him for the price. I thought he was very good. And the two center backs, we have Ruiz and Marquinhos. Two very solid center backs, especially Marquinhos. I thought he was just great. I used him not too long ago in his squad builder, and I have no problem using him again because he is just so good. Definitely an amazing cheap alternative to Thiago Silva. I mean, his pace is great, defending is amazing, and he's not the most physical of center backs, but he's also not the least physical. I mean, I've used center backs with worse physical than him that still perform great, like Bartra, and Marquinhos is just an example of how you don't always need brute strength at the back. Sometimes you just need technical, like, defensive ability, and he's amazing. And Ruiz is great as well. If you need more pace on him, just get an anchor card or a shadow card, and you should have no problem with his pace, because I didn't even have much problem with his pace. I mean, there were some situations where obviously I could use some more pace, but for the most part he was actually just a solid center back. And then we have Valencia and Maxwell as our fullbacks. Same thing I said about Ruiz. He's just a solid left back, good at everything. But one thing that I could use more of was pace in certain situations. Obviously, for a fullback, pace is a little more important. He did do a good job. He has medium work rate, so he doesn't push up too far. He stays where I need him to stay. But there were certain situations where pace could help him out a little bit. And then we have Antonio Valencia, where pace is not an issue whatsoever. He's just fast, he's strong, he's just a brute. Going down that right hand side. He's also really good going forward. He offers a lot to the attack and to the defensive side of things. He's just an overall great right back. I think he's very overpriced though. I mean, like around 5,000 coins I say would be a pretty fair price for him, but almost 10,000 coins, it's a little too much to ask for. Then we have Bruno as our CDM. I mean, if you want to go a little more expensive, you could go for Busquets and Piqué as the perfect link from the CDM to the center back. But I went with Ruiz and Bruno because they look very similar. And honestly, Bruno looks like a better overall card than Busquets, and he was awesome. So good at holding down the midfield. His defending stat isn't super high because it's brought down by his heading accuracy and his marking, I believe, because his interception, stand tackling, and slide tackling are all in the mid 80s, which is amazing. Long shots are great, passing is great. Honestly, he held down the midfield extremely well. And then we have Goretzka, who's just a solid all-round center mid. I guess one thing I can fault him for is that he's not exceptional in a certain area. You know, like Ander Herrera, for example, has great dribbling and passing, but Goretzka is not really exceptional in a certain area that makes him special. He's just a consistent, well-rounded midfielder. While Ander Herrera, like I said, dribbling and passing are great. Decent defending as well. He actually has more physical than I would expect him to have, and high work rates. And he just tracked back and forth, made some tackles here and there, played balls through. Man, honestly, I thought he was solid, although nothing special, to be honest. And then the two wingers, we have Sané and Konoplyanka. Very solid wingers. Konoplyanka and Sané, you'll see that they barely scored me any goals. And that's just down to the formation and the game in general. This game is not a very goal-crazy FIFA like last FIFA was, and neither is this formation. There's not a definitive goal scorer on this team. It's a collective effort, and whoever scores. And it just so happened Konoplyanka and Sané did not score too many goals, but they were both very good at getting down the wing and creating chances for the team. And Konoplyanka, when he got into goal scoring positions, he had good finishing. I believe his finishing in his in-game stats is like 80, so he's pretty decent at putting chances away. But I noticed that the positioning of wingers in this game is not ideal. They don't really cut inside like I'd want them to get into those goal scoring positions too often. So goals did not come frequently with the wingers, or just the whole team in general, because the formation, it's very build-up oriented, so goals do not come frequently. But DRAXLER was a very good center forward. At first I didn't like him. Once I got used to him and how he played, how he moved, how to dribble with him, I really liked him. His pace was decent, dribbling was awesome. He's a really good dribbler with an awesome first touch as well. He's a very creative center forward, and he does have a good shot, although I was getting really unlucky with some long shots. I noticed his finesse shot was actually the most reliable thing to use from distance with him. His passing seemed to be overall good. Even though he is pretty big, he's like 6'2", he is a little weak, which is one thing I can say I really didn't like about him. But he was good. He was a very good center forward, definitely worth a try. If you want more of a finisher as your center forward, you could go for Didavi. Didavi would be just as good probably at center forward if you want more of a finisher rather than a creative center forward. But anyway guys, that's the team. Hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and to the goals.